Yeah, listener, that's a good question. And Joshua is the first UFC fighter from Burma, from Myanmar, which, makes it special, right? Like anytime a country joins the fray, it's special. And I saw him in his last fight, and he looked absolutely devastating. Right, that having been said, Brandon Royval has fought the entire division, right, including the champ, and he's been at a really high level. So what I would give to you, I always talk about momentum, and momentum is very important. But there's another thing that's very important, and that's what you've seen and on what level you've seen it. When Randy Couture fought Vitor Belfort, Vitor Belfort was seen as like this phenom that was going to defeat everybody, and he had knocked out Tank Abbott, knocked out, I think, Gus Ferrado and a couple other guys. And, Vitor looked like Mike Tyson looked in the early days for Mike Tyson. And when Randy got in with him, Randy goes, look, I felt all that strength, all that power, all the stuff you guys are talking about. But what I also felt was he wasn't used to being on the big stage. And that is a giant thing, right? The experience being with competitors who are as good as you are in some way or the other, and with the whole world watching you. And that can be very nerve-wracking. So obviously the Burmese fighter doesn't have that kind of experience yet, whereas Brandon Royval absolutely has that kind of experience. So what is going to mix? Is it going to be the impetuous youth and strength and power of, was it Joshua Van, or is it going to be the experience and having done it before of Brandon Royval? That's anyone's guess, and that's why we actually love the fight game. That's why it's actually fun to bet on when it's clean. It's it's worlds colliding, if you will, and people love that. They see it from whatever perspective. They see it from, maybe they're from Asia, so they love Van. Maybe they're from Latin America, so they love Royval. But either way, it's going to be a doozy. It's going to be really fun. These flyweights, I've talked about this, are on a different level than everybody else, simply because they don't have the muscle mass. So the things that they can do without getting tired is absolutely incredible, right? Like, they never get tired. Like, heavyweights get tired because of all that muscle mass they need to lug around when they're doing techniques. So the answer is, it's going to be an awesome fight. I'm glad they booked it. I have no idea who's going to win, but it's going to be those worlds combining, like the experience versus the upstart, right? And we'll see which one wins out. One thing I will say about the flyweights is, just like Brandon Moreno, Figueiredo, or any of them, they lose occasionally, right? Because the division is so tight, but then they come back. It's not like their career ends after that. So we've seen Moreno come back a million times. So we'll see if Royval comes back just like that. We'll see. Everybody read my book, Warrior of the Light.